Well, hello everybody, and welcome to our Friday video, which means it must be Friday, right? Well, indeed it is. And next Friday, the 15th of November, will be the draw for the 700 subscriber giveaway. That's the good news. The bad news is, to this date, I have only received one entry in the mail. So, if I don't get any more, then there won't be a draw, it'll just be a giveaway. But, well, it's going to be a giveaway anyway, but you know what I mean. I won't have to do the draw. I'll just announce who the person was that sent in their entry. So hopefully in this coming week, a few more letters will arrive in the mail, and we can do that. Now, I do have a mail call. It's unrelated to the 700 subscriber giveaway, and it is from Oldies and Goodies, Uncle L. And we decided to do a sticker trade. Yeah, I look much better that way, don't I? Maybe like that, even better. Huh. Anyway, it says, thank you for the sticker trade. Also included is a magnet, aka Uncle Al. So there we have, you can see his sticker. We'll get that up on the friends board. And he also included, where to go? Oops, I just had it here. What did I do with it? Uh-oh. Must have fallen out. But he did include a magnet. And I don't see where that went, but it's here somewhere. I know. I pre-opened the envelope and saw it, so maybe I left it on my desk. But anyway, there's a magnet. The magnet looks the same as the sticker, but is a little bit smaller. So thank you, Uncle Al. My stickers are in the mail to you somewhere between here and your abode, so hopefully they'll show up before too long. So if you haven't watched Oldies and Goodies, I recommend you go check him out. He does metal detecting and a few other things, and I think you'll enjoy his channel. So Oldies and Goodies. Alrighty, now it's time for our little story. You ever wonder where Ripley's Believe It or Not started? Well, let's find out. I know they have places all over the country now. As a matter of fact, the last one I saw was in Orlando, Florida, and the building sort of looked like an upside-down house. But anyway, let's find out where the origins of Ripley's Believe It or Not came from. Believe it or not, the last public appearance Leroy Ripley made was on a 1949 television program about the origin of the tune Taps. Ripley died of a stroke a few days later, but his syndicated cartoon strip survived. In its best years, it appeared in more than 300 newspapers in 38 countries and 17 languages, and reached 80 million readers. Ripley's Believe It or Not cartoon feature was born in a moment of desperation and boredom. Ripley was a sports cartoonist for the New York Globe, where his employers had urged him to use Bob as his first name instead of Leroy, which sounded unathletic to them. Stuck for an idea on a dull news day in December of 1918, Ripley strung together a group of sports oddities in one cartoon feature. Included were two men who ran 100 yards in 11 seconds in a three-legged race, and an Australian who skipped a rope 11,810 times. Ripley thought about titling it Champs and Chumps, but finally scrawled Believe It or Not on the top. As reader response surged in, Ripley specialized first in sports oddities, and finally weird facts of all kinds. The cartoon item that brought Ripley national prominence was captioned, Lindbergh was the 67th man to make a non-stop flight over the Atlantic Ocean. Outraged, Lindbergh fans fired off 200,000 letters and wires, failing to notice that Ripley had left the word alone out of his caption. Ripley was correct. 66 people had flown the Atlantic before Lindbergh. 2 in a plane, 31 British in a British dirigible, and 33 in a German Zeppelin. The research for turning out a daily feature taxed Ripley severely, especially because he could only read English. In 1923, he hired a young Austrian clerk, Norbert Perlroth, who knew 13 languages, and soon it was Ripley at the drawing board and Perlroth at the public library. Perlroth noticed in the late 1940s that the American presidents who were elected every 20 years since 1840 had died in office. They ran the item with the headline, "Who's Next?" and left blank the name of the president to be elected in 1960. He turned out to be John F. Kennedy. So there you have the origins of Ripley's Believe It or Not. And I believe that I've seen in some papers they still do the Ripley's Believe It or Not cartoon. So you may be familiar with that. But that's how he started out. So Leroy Ripley was a sports cartoonist for the New York Globe newspaper. And aren't we glad he got bored that one day and had nothing to do and came up with his Believe It or Not cartoon. And of course the enterprise has expanded since then to museums, etc. that you can go and look at. Well, now the moment you've all been waiting for, believe it or not, the groaner of the day. Well, poor Mrs. Smith was beside herself. Her husband, she was sure, had gone over the edge and was acting rather strange. So she went to the doctor, their family doctor, and told him, "We need to do something for my husband." And the doctor says, "Well, why? What's wrong?" And she says, "He's convinced he's a refrigerator." The doctor says, "Pardon?" He says, "He is convinced that he is a refrigerator." The doctor says, "Oh. Well, has he quit going to work?" "No, he still goes to work every day." "Is he no longer a good husband or father to the children?" "No, he still is a good father and husband to the children." "Well, has he threatened anybody or done anything threatening towards himself?" "No, he seems perfectly normal except he's convinced he's a refrigerator." And the doctor says, "Well, you know, if he's not a harm to himself or anyone else, and he's still functioning fine as far as his daily life goes, I wouldn't worry about it." And she says, "Well, doctor, that's easy for you to say. But he sleeps with his mouth open and the light keeps me awake." There you go. There's your groaner for the day. So next Friday, the 15th of November, we will either be having a drawing or just announcing who the person is that sent the entry in. Like I say, I've only received one so far. Hopefully some more will come in this next week. But if you've mailed one in and I haven't gotten it by next Friday, I apologize, but I can't control the U.S., Canadian, or any other country's mail systems and how long it takes them to get an envelope to me. So, until Tuesday when we're back in the kitchen doing something fun, or next Friday if you are only a Friday viewer, take care, stay safe, and God bless.